What is up, witches? It's Witches Nakora. Sorry, my nose is like really freaking up right now. And welcome back to Lonely Souls. In the last episode, we had a major vision of what's going to happen. Apparently, we saw what looked to be either Ayana wearing a red wig or Infochan. We met a zombie. And not zombie. Sorry. Huge fan of Glam and Gore. I love that channel. And we basically just saw what might happen if, Ayano gets her little Yandere claws into everything. So, we left it off right here at a cliffhanger. And let's talk to Taro. I had a vision. What? I was attacked by a ghost and dragged to my club, where I lost consciousness. Afterwards, I had a nightmare. He was silent for a while, maybe trying to decide if I was telling the truth. I knew you wouldn't believe me. No, I believe you. Really? Well, you usually don't believe in such things, but I knew you wouldn't lie to me. Taro? Yes? I feel so scared after what happened today. How do I know it won't happen again? You don't, but you need to have hope, and everything will be alright. His words made me feel a bit better. There was a moment of silence before he spoke up again. Do you know why you had that vision in the first place? Well, I couldn't tell him about the murder. Oof. Crossroads, y'all. See it right there. Thankfully, we got a bunch of empty slots. It might have had to do something to do with my club. Your club? Maybe because I didn't want to go there for a few days. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. If you still don't want to go to your club, you know where to find me. I'm always there in case you need me. Thank you. We continued walking, and I remembered a question I wanted to ask him. Talking about it sounds a little touchy, so let's go with Kazana. He was a bit startled by me bringing this up. I can't say what happened to her for sure, but I hope she's happy. That she ran away and lives in a big city where she can become a star like she always wanted. I looked at him thoughtfully. I didn't have the heart to tell him that I know what really happened to her. Since it was clear he wouldn't say anything else, I decided to change the topic. He seemed confused at first. Where do I begin? I never judge people. So when everyone thought you were weird just because of your club, I didn't know you, so I couldn't dislike you. And then there's people like the Basu sisters. Sakiu may be popular, but I can always see through her lies. She's selfish, and I've always known you're kind and just too shy to spend time with other people. So, I've been hoping for a chance to talk to you ever since last year. I froze at the revelation. Was it really possible? I felt so flattered by his words. I never knew I was appreciated by someone like this. I didn't know you cared for so long. I always thought you ignored me, just like everyone else. I would never ignore you, Oka. Soon afterwards, I realized we were close to my house. I think that's where we have to separate. Thank you for the talk. It made me feel a lot better. I'm always happy to help. We both smiled at each other before I entered my house. Immediately after entering my house, I laid on my bed, exhausted. So much happened today. I could barely wrap my head around it. First, the auras I saw, black and white. The ghost in the bathroom. The hands This nightmare, my vision. I knew about the murders now. I felt like it was my responsibility to discover the truth. Still, after everything that happened, I was still alive. I felt like a true survivor now, like next to nothing could stop me. But I knew if the hands wanted to kill me, I wouldn't have been able to stop them. The bruises on my arms still hurt, and they looked terrifying. One thing kept me optimistic. Talking to Taro made me feel so much better after today. He cared enough to visit me in the nurse's office, even when I was unconscious. Though I was still curious about their new relationship, I really wasn't that jealous. The way he talked about me today made me feel like I had nothing to fear when it came to our relationship. It made me feel special among other girls. I was hoping tomorrow would bring me the answers I needed. I still had so many questions and doubts. I closed my eyes, and soon afterwards I fell asleep on my bed. Whew. Chapter 10, I think? I don't know Roman numerals at all. Yesterday was just insane. I still couldn't believe any of this happened. My vision, the nurse. I was just glad I was with Taro yesterday. It was the only normal thing that happened to me that day. But I knew I had to stay focused. A murderer was on school grounds. I had to be very careful where I spend my time, and with who. Generally, it's probably safer to be in a larger group than, say, with one person. And when I was alone, I had to stay on high alert, and always be ready to fight back if I could. Or run away to a safe spot, like my house. Upon entering the school, I spotted Taro on his way to our classroom. Bleh, where is my English today? He stopped when he noticed me. Hey. Hi. Are you busy today? I'm not. Let's hang out like yesterday. Walking towards the plaza like usual. One thing bothered me. Taro? Isn't it boring to constantly hang out in one place? I think it's a great place to hang out. But maybe we could try something else. Alright, where should we go? I'd say the West Fountain. I think the West Fountain looks lovely this time of the year. Let's go then. We reached the fountain and I sat down on one of the benches. Taro was sitting next to me. This place, it looked perfect for me and Taro. It was so beautiful. So I've been thinking, would you like to play a game? What game? We've been friends since Monday and I still don't know much about you. And I thought we could ask each other some questions to get to know each other better. Oh, like 20 questions? Cute. That sounds fun. Ask away. I know it sounds kind of lame, but I wanted to know your favorite subject at school. My favorite? I'll have to think about that. My favorite is actually art. I was actually highly into physics as a kid, but art's my favorite, all-time favorite, 100%. And I hate math. Math is like kryptonite to me, and I suck at history. I've always wanted to be an artist. Express myself somehow. I don't know. Besides, our art lessons are pretty fun, right? They are. I talked about myself already. What's your favorite subject? Art, most likely. I was never a great student. Your grades seem rather good, though. I'm just not really interested in most of the subjects. Do you have any questions? I can't come up with one right now. You? What's your favorite season? I think... Mine's definitely fall. I love fall. Not too hot, not too cold, just perfect. I've always felt like I belonged in fall. The nostalgic atmosphere, the leaves falling, the wind and the rain. You like rain? Of course I do. Personally, I never liked fall as a season. I can see what's your favorite. It suits you. Aww. If I were to choose a favorite season, it would have to be spring. Just like right now, it's peaceful, warm, but not too hot. He was silent for a moment. Hey, can I ask you a more serious question? What did he mean by that? Of course, anything. I trusted him. There was nothing I wanted to hide from him. Maybe, except for the way I felt about him. If you were in a relationship with someone and they liked somebody else, would it be easy for you to let them go? Why would you want to know such a thing? I'm just curious. It's not an easy question to answer, I'm sure. I didn't expect you to admit such a thing. Why wouldn't I? I don't know. That's quite an unpopular approach to things. Usually people either don't care or get possessive. Yeah, like a certain Ayano Aishi! I'm glad someone probably shares my views on this. Your views? So you would act that way if someone were to leave you? I'm not sure, but it definitely sounds like the best way to go about it. If Taro left me for someone else, all I'd be able to think about would how happy he must be. It sounded like I was implying we were in a relationship of sorts. We weren't, right? Our conversation ended there. We both thought there was nothing else to be said. Soon the school bell rang, and we had to go to class. Lunchtime. Hey, Kuma! I may have a new OTP. Who's so lucky this time? Oka and Taro Yamada. Who is that? I've never heard of him. It's a boy from her class. I've seen them together a couple of times. Now that she mentioned it, I did notice her with some guy recently. A lot of times. What does he look like? Like a dream come true. If someone were to ask me about you-know-who like that, I would answer the exact same way. Do you think they're dating? I haven't seen her in the club for ages. Maybe they're together now and she's busy. Stop that. If she wanted us to know, she would tell us. Not much happened since the morning. At lunchtime, I wasn't able to spend time with Taro. We were walking through a hallway on the first floor when... Oh, hi. Hi, Muja. You Senpai stealing bimbo. The nurse from yesterday popped out of her office suddenly. Were we here with your friend? Taro looked at me quickly before answering. Well, I guess I could spare some time. And then he looked at me and said, This will only take a moment. Don't wait for me. The door closed behind both of them, and I was left confused and shocked. What was happening? Was Taro lying to me about something? I spent the rest of lunchtime alone. It was strange, after so much time with Taro. Something felt wrong, but I didn't want to think about it just yet. I hoped I could speak to him now. I looked over to him. I got up from my desk and approached him. We need to talk. About what? About how you're hiding things from me. What? We took a few steps back towards the exit of the classroom. Well, let's take this somewhere else. Why? Because you don't want to talk about it? No. He left the classroom, and I had no choice but to follow him. Taro looked around for some place more private than the middle of the hallway. Found nothing of the sort. Hana-sensei gave us a suspicious look after gathering her books. I heard the sound of her phone buzzing. She left us alone to answer it. Now we had some privacy to talk, but I wasn't planning to go easy on him. Oka, calm down. What do you mean? He was telling me to calm down. I wouldn't be calm until I had learned the truth. That nurse, what is going on between you two? What? Is that really? Yes. That's all I wanted to know. And if you don't answer, I'll... What will you do then? Stop ignoring my question. You're trying to dodge me. I can see that. Dodge you? Why would I try to hide anything from you? Just tell me. If you don't want to hide anything, tell me the truth. What truth? I think the only problem here is you being possessive. Oh, crap. We're supposed to be a loner and we're turning into a yandere. This is not how I wanted it to go. Since when can't I have friends? Friends? Was he trying to make me laugh? Is that all it is? A friendship? I don't think so. Oka, what are you even talking about? You're not acting like yourself. What's wrong? You know what's wrong. Musha is just a friend. Is she? You don't trust me, Oka. What did that have to do with anything? He was lying to me, and I wouldn't let him play me like that. You said in the morning you wouldn't be bothered by this. What? Was that why he asked me? I didn't know he meant it that way. How was I supposed to know I agreed to you leaving me for that nurse? You should be thanking me for asking you in the first place. I could have ignored you and went to her without your knowledge. I didn't. I asked you and you said you wouldn't be bothered by it. You're angry because you care about me. Care about him? I stood there motionless, too shocked for words. He knew how I felt about him, and he was using it against me. It was true. My anger was only greater because of how attached I became to him over the past week. He listened to me. He spent time with me, and I thought he cared as well. But maybe it was just a game. Maybe he was trying to manipulate me into trusting him. I still didn't know the truth about him and Mujakina. I had to know. Does that woman care about you then? I spat the words out, not liking how they sounded coming from me. Aggressive, ungrateful. I had no right to address him that way, but I was too furious to care. Musha? We've only just met. I wouldn't even call us friends. So she doesn't care about you. Do you? I was silent. He was trying to get me to answer his question, but I couldn't. He lied to me, left me behind for someone else, and now he was expecting me to tell him I care about him? No. I would rather stay silent than answer him. I remembered how I cried on Wednesday, how he comforted me, the same day he saved me from the Basu sisters. I wouldn't have escaped him if it wasn't for him. He fought with Saku Basu for my sake, and I didn't want to think it was just his manipulation. I did it for some horrible, selfish reason. I wanted to believe he did it because he cared about me. I was determined. I was a fighter. I would fight till the end. I would learn the truth about him. But I didn't know if I could trust him again. No. I asked him about myself on Thursday. I trusted him that nothing happened with Muja while I was unconscious. And he said that I was special. Didn't that show he really cared? On Thursday, you said that you could never ignore me. That you wanted to talk to me since last year. I want this to be the truth. I believe you, Taro. I will never doubt you again. I stood in front of him crying, waiting for him to say something. Anything. Oka. The infirmary? Yes. Stay there until I come. I'll be there in a moment. Did you hear that? No, what'd she say? Sounded like someone was hurt. Oh dear, another disappearance? Why are you just standing there? Let's go! At that comment, the crowd moved downstairs. What happened? I had to know. I ran downstairs using the nearest staircase to reach the place where a crowd of students gathered. I recognized Kanon Sensei, standing in the infirmary. She looked at the crowd gathering around the door. Stay outside, the police are on their way. I stepped closer, but still avoided going inside. I didn't want to disobey the teacher. No. I couldn't believe my eyes. The nurse. She was dead. Oh, hell no. Who killed Miss Nurse Booty? Oh, what did I just say there? Miss Nurse Booty. Oh, sorry, I was thinking about the Bubba Sparks song, Miss New Booty, and since she was the nurse, I called her Miss Nurse Booty. Raz, be proud of me. Mushakina's body was lying on the floor, close to her desk. A few shelves from the wall next to her, and the contents seemed to have collapsed on top of her. Spilled chemicals and shattered glass were most likely to be the main cause of her death. There were small pools of blood everywhere around the body. It was a quick but painful death, that was for sure. And just a moment ago I was angry with Taro for spending time with her. I felt horrible. She didn't do anything to deserve such a fate. I felt tears gathering in the corners of my eyes. It was almost like I killed her. Who could have done such a thing? Well, we're gonna find out in the next episode, y'all. I'm gonna leave it on a little bit of a juicy cliffhanger. Yeah, this is a juicy cliffhanger about as juicy as a cherry. Cherry blossom. But yeah, who did she get killed by? Oh, I think we know a certain black-haired student with a crush on Taro Yamada. Not Oka, you doof. I'm talking about Ayano, you know. Little Miss Yandere. Well, anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. Next episode, we're gonna find out a little more about what happened, and man, I can't believe Oka would actually do that to Taro. I mean, sure, she was a little curious, but I didn't think she'd become slightly possessive. Well, anyway, I'm gonna get on out of here. If you like this video, why don't you hit that like button fast so you can spell the face. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell to find out whenever I upload. Upload same time every week. See you soon. Mwah! Stay magical, my friends. And, I need to call Sherlock Holmes, because this is one hell of a mystery.